Welcome, everybody, to the Sales Unscripted podcast. My name is Brian Neal.
And I am Mrs. Margaret Henney.
Yes, let's go. That is so awesome.
I was excited
saying,
to say
if
that.
People don't know, you're glowing. You're glowing.
Thank
You
you.
always glow. You're extra glowy today.
I feel super
You feel glowy?
I do.
You really should.
I
Isn't it
totally
great?
do.
It's so funny. Like, you think, and of course I want to hear all about it. We only have like 20 minutes for the episode, and we have to have a topic. Which
I know.
a great
I know.
topic.
I swear we're going to talk about sales stuff
We
too.
are going to talk about sales. So give us as best you can, the 2-minute version. And here's what I want to know. I want to know what surprised you the most. What surprised you the most of you had sort of like anticipated these things, thoughts, feelings, whatever, and then what surprised you the most?
Oh my
Love to
gosh.
hear this.
Okay. Here we go. So
give us a
I will
rundown.
say so got out to San Diego a couple days early since that's where we got married. Gonna be totally honest, those were not great days.
Which days? The
pre days.
Oh,
I
really?
was so stressed.
Were you really?
So stressed. Mostly just because I was like, I want everything to go well.
Yeah,
Did we
right,
make the
right.
right decision? Is this okay? Whatever. The day came.
You mean for the venue? And
The
stuff,
venue,
not each other.
I'm sorry, not Derek.
Derek, I'm just gotta let you know, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm
like-
telling him on the podcast. No. I mean
Yeah.
about where we chose it,
I see.
the type of all this sort of thing. Because you
Yeah.
think about all these decisions, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, whatever. The day came, and it was as if
Just happens.
I was just I'm so excited and so ready, and
So great.
everything just fell into place. And that's not to say that not everything went perfectly, but it just didn't matter. And I know everyone tells you that, and I'm kind of okay, whatever. Did not matter.
I love it.
Get this. This was really funny. So I'm saying my vows. We are down there. I am saying
Did you write your own vows, or did you?
We did. We ended up writing
I
our own
love it.
vows.
I
We
love
weren't
it.
going to, and then
Yeah.
we started looking at them, and we were like, these aren't quite.
Not you.
These aren't right.
I love that you did that.
Yeah. And so we made them right. I'm sitting there, I'm saying my vows, and randomly music from the DJ starts playing.
No shit.
Yes, in the middle of the ceremony. And I'm sitting there promising to love him through anything, whatever. And I was through sickness and health, I was when the music starts and it's not supposed to start. And of course we just started laughing because I was just looking at him smiling,
it's so
whatever. And it was just funny. It just those silly
awesome.
moments that that make it memorable.
It is. That makes it yours.
It feels like a mistake.
Totally.
And this poor DJ, who's the sweetest man ever, he came up to me afterwards and was basically groveling at my feet. And I was
Right.
dude, it was funny.
It's perfect.
Who cares?
Perfect.
I was I am
love it.
so happy today. Nothing could ruin this day. Let's go dance.
That's how you do it.
And it was wonderful. We just had the best time. And I'll tell you the most special moment. And there was a lot. There was a ton of special moments. Our preacher did the most incredible job. So many people came up to me and said, so heartfelt, so personal. He knows us, which is shout out to Jeff, Pastor Jeff at Common Ground
Word up.
Midtown.
Yeah.
He's
From
incredible.
Here? From
Yeah.
Indy?
Yeah.
You flew your pastor out to San Diego?
Of course.
Let's go.
Yeah. Because I was
that's awesome.
it meant so much to me to have him there.
That's really cool.
And he did a great job. And this was one of the things that was so amazing.
Yeah.
We're sitting there, not sitting there, we're standing there.
Yeah.
And then he was hey, before we even get started, I was I want you guys to just turn around and take a look at all of your people.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's just soak it in. And we turned around and all of the the family was sitting, because we got married at this kind of old 60s motel.
Yes.
All of our friends were standing on a balcony that wrapped
my
around.
God.
And I see all of our friends and then all of our family. And I was look at this.
amazing.
It was just heart bursting.
So good.
Wonderful. So
As it should be.
Yeah.
And it was
great.
yours.
It was
It's
ours.
special. It's yours.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's great.
was
What surprised
wonderful.
you the most?
Surprised me I'll tell you what surprised me the most. I don't know if it surprised it about me, but most people say they're oh my God, you never eat on your wedding day. Make sure you eat.
Yeah.
I ate and I ate and I ate. I ate everything because I was by God,
so funny.
we paid for this
That
food,
is true. That's
and
great
I
advice.
love good food.
That is
and
great
and people
advice.
told me, and I think I took it a little too far.
You're after the wedding, I just need to sit here and unbutton my dress.
Oh
here
no,
for a second.
seriously. I was
food baby.
Oh my God.
Food baby.
Because we had, and the food was insane. And at
Yes.
one point, I love oysters.
Oh.
And the restaurant was at this place called The Pearl. And we were
Yes.
in San Diego. And
Oh, jeez.
these oysters were amazing. I posted up at the bar in my wedding dress with my veil on, and I was just like slurping back oyster after oyster because I was like,
God, that's awesome.
I'm the bride. Let's go.
Do whatever you want.
I did whatever I wanted. I did whatever I
so
wanted.
So happy for you guys.
Thank
it's
you.
So great.
It was wonderful.
And as it should be. And that's the thing I think people sometimes, it's like the balance of you want your wedding to be perfect, and it can't not be. Because it's going to be your wedding. And It's going to be the one you remember. So whatever happens, and everybody, and it's funny you bring that up. Ask anybody, in my opinion, about their wedding, and they'll be able to tell you about some glitchy thing.
Oh, totally.
That they don't tell you like, oh, the music was perfect the moment I took my left foot and stepped in the church. It started right on time. No one says that shit.
No.
Right?
No.
They go, well, we got the wedding dress back from the dry cleaner, and it was all wrinkled up, and we're sitting here, all four of us with steamers trying to do that. Everyone remembers that shit. The DJ started the music, all that jazz, right?
And it just made it ours, and it made it special. Oh, and this is also one of the best things. We all jumped in the pool at the end of the night.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
All jumped in the pool because we were like, hey, listen, man, we're not here to look perfect. We're here to have the best time. God, and it was just like Derek jumped in his suit, so like his whole tux, and like
you do. That's what you do.
It was so great.
Good for you guys.
So
That's great. And you just go together.
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
just sweet. You two just like go to. You meet couples like they just go together. You guys just go together.
Thanks. I think so too. We complement each other well. So.
Fantastic. Well, congrats.
Thanks for being on this journey
now
with
you're
me.
just an old married woman.
I know, right?
Now you're just married.
Like, now what the hell are we going to do?
Exactly, right? You come back like, do you feel different at all?
I do.
Do you
I
feel
totally
more
feel
mature
different.
Feeling like, say, 100%. It's my husband? And
oh my God. I say it all the time too. I'm like,
yes,
where's my husband?
I know, it's fun, isn't it?
And like, I don't know that he like really cares, but I'll be like, husband. Like, I can't help myself. It's just like so fun. So
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Great.
Well, that's great. More things to come. Super happy for you guys. And
thank you.
Fun we couldn't be there.
We
weren't invited, but we were.
Okay, to be fair, our cousins. We didn't even invite our cousins.
That's a total joke.
I know.
I love saying. I know. Did you hate that? Because you got like all these people. Like, I wonder if they'll be. No, believe me.
I want so many people to be there.
Everybody does. It's a thing.
Whatever.
It's a thing.
Anyway.
And you do get to a stage in your life when you're super happy for your friends and everything, and you're secretly a little bit happy that you didn't get invited because you don't have to fly across the fucking country and go. Oh my God, spend all the money. Super thrilled for you guys.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So glad we're back, and if we'll hear how married life goes here.
Updates.
Fun new married stories.
For sure.
Comes along.
For sure.
Share along, would you? Okay, our topic. You have a great topic.
Thank you.
It's a very marketing sales topic.
It totally is.
I love it.
I hear a lot, and I remember feeling this way when I was in a sales role as well. I was obsessed with the number of leads. I need more leads, more, right? And obviously the math stands to show if you've got more in the funnel, more are going to come down. You can't see my hand. I got to put it over here. More are going to come down the funnel and get closed, right? But rather than focusing on more leads, I want people to think about how can we take better care of the leads that we have and close more of those, right? I think that gets lost, right? Where we just think number of leads equals success. And those two things are not necessarily correlated, right? So there's a missing thing in between. And the reason I wanted to bring this up, and then I'll let you go. I know you got a lot to talk about it, but I saw some stats and I was like, oh my God, this will make anyone just like want to barf. So
puke, you're supposed to say puke.
Oh, puke. Okay,
puke.
Puke.
Do you know the movie The Jerk?
Yes, we talked about this a couple days ago, or not a couple days ago. It's been weeks, but with Steve Martin.
Well, right.
Yeah,
so there's a little line in the movie where he's Bernadette Peters, who's his love, and she's awesome. His love interest is leaving him, and he's like, "I'm gonna buy you a diamond so big it's gonna make you want to puke," and she goes, "I don't want to puke." So that's a line from The Jerk. If you've listened to that, you know that. So it made me think of you getting married and you saying, when I heard these stats, it's going to make you want to puke.
I said puke beforehand. Yeah, we were talking about it. He was like, say puke again.
Puke.
Listen,
anyhow,
hey.
Go ahead. What's the stats?
I don't care if you don't want to puke. You're going to puke. So this is, on average, there's a couple of, it takes B2B sales teams 42 hours to respond to a new lead.
Wow.
38% of those new leads then never reply back to them.
Good gosh.
Yeah, right? So there's one. 24% of companies took over 24 hours to respond to a lead, while 23% didn't respond to those new leads at all.
What's that last one?
Almost
21?
24%. So we're talking about, let's
like
call it a quarter.
Right.
A quarter of companies took over 24 hours. I mean, it depends what your business is. You know what I mean?
I know.
And so that's one quarter, over 24 hours to respond. Another quarter, we're talking about 50% of our leads that we're talking about now that come to you, they never responded to them.
Jeez.
Like that's it. Down the drain, done.
Amazing?
Like that's it. And then what was the other one that I thought this was really interesting? Oh, this is crazy. It's from a Harvard study. You decrease your odds of qualifying a lead by 400%.
Jeez.
400% when your response time goes from 5 minutes to 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. Really?
That's
that
it.
Little stat?
That little jump from 5 minutes to 10
Isn't that
minutes.
crazy?
That's how much harder it is to qualify those leads.
So interesting.
I know.
And our friend, we had at our Palooza event,
Yeah.
we had a blind zebra. We heard this stat, which is similar to the last one. Basically, if you respond within 5 minutes, it's like 30 times more likely to close than if you go past the 5-minute mark of a response of a lead, an inbound lead. It's so interesting.
Exactly.
So really, part of the lesson here is we need to respond to leads immediately. All of it, like immediately. And I think people are afraid of that sometimes. They think it feels like too eager or desperate or whatever, but it's not at all, because they're saying, hey, I need some help. It's kind of like me, going, if I'm doing triage, or I'm like, I'm in a hospital or the ER, I'm like, my freaking arm's hanging off, bleeding.
Right.
And someone just like, we'll be with you in a little bit. So, and you walk by. It's like, you can't do that. You can't help.
Well, also people get distracted, right? You're like squirrel. Either you get distracted from what you were trying to resolve, or your need, depending upon what you're doing, is so immediate. Like at the house, we had last year, we had some kind of leak in the windowsill, and it was raining and actively coming in.
Yes.
And I was like, I need a window guy, and I need him right now.
You do.
And I
Right.
called, got a voicemail, next window guy.
Right.
Got a
Right.
voicemail until somebody talked to me. I was like, you're my
Yes.
window guy.
Yes.
Come on over.
Just spent $2,200 on a car to fix a car, an old car that's barely worth that. That's okay. It's like a historic car in our family. So
Okay.
But still, go to this guy, like, nope, no appointment. Nope, sorry. I'm like, what, I leave it here? Nope. Best I can do is 2 weeks from now. I'm like, okay. Go to this next guy. Like, come on in. We should be able to look at it this afternoon, have it done by tomorrow. Done.
You're my guy.
$2,200.
That's it. Yep.
And I get capacity things, but
Right.
it's not really about that. It's more about showing some urgency.
Exactly.
So, I may not be able to get to it. We're super slammed right now. Could I take it in and do that? It's just like that mentality. So,
Yeah.
But here's what I want to hit on
Yeah.
from the sales side.
Great.
So you're the marketing person.
Yes.
So you generate these leads.
Exactly.
And you measure yourself sometimes on how many leads you generate. Fair?
Oh, not sometimes. All the time.
It's a big KPI for
Yes.
you, right?
All day, every day.
And then what do you hear from the sales team?
We need more leads.
Yes. And what do you hear about the leads that you do?
They're not good enough.
They're not good enough. Right. And I'm like, you talk about now.
No
I do
one
wanna
appreciates
puke.
me.
Well, but it's not you. It's them.
Yeah, I know.
That's what you say, right? The salespeople, please, for the love of God, any lead that anyone gives you is gravy, luck, cherry, whipped cream on top, sprinkles, whatever. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
That is just a gift from God. You should be wired to find your own shit. Period. End of story.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a good salesperson.
Yep.
And I get so tired of hearing salespeople complain at all about any lead. You to me, that's just like a very, very weak proposition.
Totally.
And people are listening, and if you're getting offended by what I'm saying, you're one of them.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'm like, no, go find your own stuff. You have LinkedIn. There are 950 million business people, not random people like on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Business people on LinkedIn. And they're there to connect. They're there. Go find them. Work your way to them. It's like, drives me nuts. So the first thing, shift in mentality, is you should be thankful for every single lead you ever get from your marketing department. End of story.
Thank you.
Just starting there. That's all you should start. Like, just thank you for anything at all.
Yeah.
And that's not like you're not doing your job or anything. It's just like, I am so thankful that I have a marketing department where marketing's job is to bring in leads.
Yeah. And I just want you to take great care of them, because, I mean, they are telling us that they are interested, right? Do I want you to drop what you're doing? Yes, I actually do.
100%.
Unless you are actively on a call or a demo, I want you to stop what you are doing and respond to them. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Like the speed is actually super, super key. So even if in that moment, all you can do is say, hey, Brian, I got your message. Looks like you've got some questions for me. I'd love to connect. Can't answer all of them right now. Just wanted to acknowledge I got this message. I'm going to be reaching back out to you. We're going to link back up.
100%.
Even if it's that,
Anything.
who cares?
Anything.
Yeah. So The importance of that speed.
Any lead is a good lead that you're given. Period, case closed. Because to me, and I'm a little bit old school on this one, you should find your own way. That's what you're in sales for. If you want to be in account management, switch jobs. Account management, we give you the leads. They're customers already. That's what we give them to you. You manage the accounts. That's great.
Yeah.
But for this, you find your own stuff. So now let's go, okay, I get leads from my marketing team. Yep. That's awesome too. Okay. What do I do with them? So you hit the first thing, instant response. Number one. Okay. Number two, and this is what now I'm bleeding into what your team may be experiencing in their judgment. So what happens is they judge a lead by whether or not it closes.
Yeah.
Period,
right.
Well, just ridiculously simple math. In all cases, closing percentages and all, if you look all the stats, is at 25 to 30%. If you look up any, there's a billion stats out there for it, right? But meaning that most of the time, even any lead, anyone I talk to and have a sales conversation with, does not turn into a customer. So I need to apply those stats to those leads.
Yeah.
Fair?
Fair.
So if I get 10 leads and my normal closing percentage is 25%, I should expect to close between 2 and 3 of those leads, which means 6.5 to 7 of them won't close. That doesn't mean they're bad leads.
Totally.
What the salespeople are really saying, which also makes me want to puke, is that I want you to bring me leads that are ready to say yes so I can have one easy conversation, give them the pricing, take the contract, and get commission. That's what they're really saying. By these leads suck.
Yeah. Can you softball this to
literally,
me?
Like,
and I'll get a wiffle ball bat that's like this big around.
Kinda,
and
I don't know
then
if you
like
did the wedding cake deal, but it's like, I'm going to lay here with my hands behind my back, and I know you love oysters. So would you please feed me the oysters? Yes. I like a little bit of cocktail sauce, a little dab, half a squeeze of lemon, and I'll just sit here and slurp. Thank you. Next, please. Feed me my oysters.
Exactly.
Awful.
Exactly.
It's a weird visual, isn't it? But that's what they're doing. It's like I can't do it all for you, man. You gotta see this for what it is. So they're not meant. All the leads aren't meant to close. That's the whole deal. We have to vet them out, and some of them, by their nature, what are you saying that every lead should become to say yes? If that's the case, guess who I don't need? I don't need your ass. I don't need a sales team because I got a great marketing team who gets great leads where they all close. All I need is a facilitation to get the contract.
I'll tell you what, that's actually really helpful for me because like I'm always like, and that is part of my job, right? To make sure that we're generating leads or interest or, helping qualify people, whatever. And it's helpful for me to hear, oh yeah, not all of them are supposed to close.
They shouldn't.
That would be insane.
It's stupid.
That would be
Makes
like
no sense at all.
Then you're just like setting up a funnel. You know what I mean?
If they're all meant to close, we don't need salespeople.
Yeah.
Because now what you said is you found people who are ready enough to say yes. And so all I need is a really lightly paid person to mechanize the yes.
Hit the button,
a quick
baby.
demo and then take the order.
Yeah. So.
I'm sorry. This is a sales podcast. I feel like I'm dissing my salespeople.
No.
But I kind of am with this subject and taking up for my marketing peeps over here.
No, I appreciate that.
So react accordingly. Everyone is a thank you. Every single one of them. Second, that most of them should not close. That's just sales. Just basic sales math shouldn't happen.
Yep.
Then let's talk about the proper care and feeding of that. There's a book called The Proper Care and Feeding of Husbands.
No. Is there
you know
really?
Who Laura Schlesinger is? You remember her, Dr. Laura?
No. Oh, Dr. Laura.
She's a little like
totally
old school. Some people are like Dr. Laura. She was super popular in syndicated radio. It's Dr. Laura. But she wrote a book called The Proper Care and Feeding of Husbands. I believe that's what it's called.
That's hilarious.
You should check it out. It's a little old school, but she's just being
got some
real,
good
trying to stay married. You know what I mean? It's a good thing.
Right on.
Anyway, so the proper care and feeding of leads for marketing. Let's talk about that for a second. So to me, they should go through the process like any other lead should go through the process. And I think what happens here, because it's a MQL, see what I did there?
Yeah. Thank you. Good job.
We thank you. That's marketing speak. I know.
Okay.
Don't make me say attribution.
Mic drop.
Is this a marketing unscripted podcast? Am I in the wrong room here? What happened? Sorry, I took a left at the stairs.
I am very
impressed. Is sales. Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Last touch attribution. Ooh, God, it keeps getting hotter in here, doesn't it? Anyway, sorry.
I died.
You cannot assume that they are further along in the process than they are, which is at the beginning. And here's what salespeople do. They think when they get a marketing qualified lead, they can circumvent the first part of their sales process. They think they're already down the road with someone just because someone has said, hey, I'm interested in learning more about co-video. We think, oh, awesome. We get way ahead of it.
Yeah.
And the energy and
all of a sudden you're telling them about features.
Totally. Yeah. Versus like, okay, well, I even want to make, so you're interested in video. I need to sort of almost help you to figure out if you should be or not.
Exactly.
You might think you are, but maybe you shouldn't be.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Totally. Actually, I shout out to Alex, who's on our team. He did a great job with this. I think it was actually an inbound lead. And he started chatting with him, and I heard Alex be like, hey, it sounds like we're not going to be a really good fit for you. I'm just going to make sure I'm not wasting your time. Yes. And of course, I perk up, and I'm actually like, right on, Alex.
That's it.
It's weird to be excited about, but like I was like, hey, I want to know what happened. So he told me afterwards, he was like, hey, yeah, we want to do video, but we want someone to make these videos for us.
You're right.
Like, we're not going to make the videos. And he was like, that's not what we do here.
No.
Like, if that's what you need, that's cool. But like, we're not going to be able to solve that problem for you. And this person started fighting him on it a little bit. Like, what do you mean? Like, what if, we're going to pay you? Like, and he was like, okay, look, I'm just telling you, it's not what we do. And I was like, let's go,
seriously.
Alex. And
that's
no skin off his nose. He was like, next.
Right.
Totally kind about it, but
yes, and that is not a bad lead.
Not a bad lead.
That's not a bad lead because it was a chance. And here's the other part. I'm crazy on that. I love this topic. Is if you do what you should be doing, which is linking in with every single person you speak with ever. So I get this lead that Alex got. And this person wants videos. I go to their LinkedIn. I don't know who they know.
Yeah.
I might have a connection there, or I might ask them for a favor to connect me. Hey, I saw you're connected to them, or some random other connection that could help, or whatever, or start following them to learn something. So there's so much that can be gotten from any lead.
That great discovery too. Yeah, and good intention. That's true. So speed is super important, right?
Yes.
And then not sacrificing quality, but like I said, even if it's like hey, got your message, I want to dedicate some more time to you. I can't give you my full attention at the moment, and I'm going to get back to you. Just wanted to acknowledge I see you, and we're going to revisit that. Then when you get back to them too, the consistency, not just the one, because I've also had this where people are like, send him an email, never emailed me back.
Never heard back.
Done.
Yeah, bad
That's
lead.
it. Bummer.
Bad lead. You're giving me unresponsive leads, Margaret. You need to up your game. They need to chase me. I need them sitting out in front of the building in a white van with no windows, stalking me.
Stalking me. Like, and what? I was like, well, did you try then calling? Or did you send another email? Did you send a video to him? I know. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? This is not like at anyone in particular, but I've heard this from other salespeople that we
don't say that.
No. I've had it with other people that we work with though too, right? Same thing, because I'm like, hey, use video. They're like, I sent a video once, they didn't respond. Video doesn't work.
That's
my dumbass voice, by the way.
That's really good.
Video doesn't work.
Is it based on someone from home?
I didn't think about it for a second.
Funny? Steph, my wife, has the same voice for every character she plays.
I think you told me this. I think it's so funny.
Because she called it, you call it auto. She used to call in automotive general managers, and her thing was like, okay, Steph. That's her general manager of a car dealer voice. Okay, Steph.
I'm always talking to you like you're a dumbass. I'm like, totally. Guess what? You're the dumbass. No, never mind.
Okay.
So anyway,
that was good.
Speed.
Yes. Stick to the process. It's not further ahead. Be thankful for it.
All of them.
Most of them will still say no. They're not. They're to say yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't need a sales team. And man, if you just keep telling your marketing team, thank you for the leads, keep them coming, you will get more than if you say, these leads suck. We need more and better leads.
Yeah.
They will. It's hard, right? You don't want to go to work for that person.
And trust me, we care. We are trying the same way that you guys are trying to close every single deal. Oh my God, we think about it. You're like, hey, this is a metric that might be important to you. I'm like, literally all day, every day. This is what I think about.
Right.
So just.
Yeah, right. That was good to say that's the truth, right? So.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. First episode is Mrs. Henney. Did you like that?
Thank you. I know that's what I had to say.
Very married. I see you. You're very mature, very grown up. Have a house. You have furniture yet? You're still in like
a little bit of furniture.
Okay.
We're hosting Thanksgiving this year.
Oh, are you really? We'll talk about that next episode. Can we do that next episode? I want to hear all about that.
Stay tuned.
That's it.
Bye,
See you
guys.
next time. Bye.